Hello, my name is Zagata. My email is dunyazade@gmail.com, and today there's a pick a card reading. There's option 1, 2, or 3. Okay, just pick 1, 2, or 3, and I'm going to shuffle a deck. And the question that we're going to ask the cards is, how will Saturn in Pisces will be for you? How will the transit of Saturn in Pisces will be for you? Have you picked? Okay, if you picked option 1, I'm going to use for you the Zodiac Tarot. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, the Tarot of the Zodiac. It's by Cecilia Latari and Ana Chavez. So, how will the transit of Saturn in Pisces from the beginning, from March 2023 up to February 2026, so in 3 years, how will the transit of Saturn in Pisces will be for you, for those who picked option number 1, and this is going to be in 5 areas of your life, plus an advice card. So I'm going to cut, and I'm going to take 6 cards in total, okay? 1, I don't know if you can see it, 1, 2, I'm going to try like a different format, 3, this is difficult, 4, and 5, okay, okie dokie then. So, no, this one, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it's 6 cards, not 5, the last one is the advice. Okay, so you, the first card represents you, and it's the 8 of coins. So it's the next 3 years are going to be a period of time where you're gonna work a lot. You're gonna work hard. You're gonna work every day. So you're gonna whatever you're gonna do. It's I'm not gonna say it's gonna be hard work, but it's gonna be work. Okay, and sorry, and what else? This could be, so you're probably either focusing on your job, on your career, or if you have a job yourself, if you have your own business venture, your own side hustle, you're gonna focus on that very hard, like all day long, as if you were working for someone else, you know. So you're working hard. Now, another way of reading this card is when things are always the same, when there's like a bit of boredom. The routine is always the same. So, if you're the type of person who doesn't actually have a routine, having a routine and being able to keep it up for the next 3 years might be something very positive for you. So, you, in what concerns you, either you're working, okay, focusing on your money, your career, your job, your side hustle, or you're developing a routine that might sound boring, that might seem boring to the outside world, but it will serve you. This routine will serve you, okay? Now, the next area is your work. That's actually your work. Oh my God, it's the 10 of Wands. Work or money. Okay, yeah, you're working hard. The 10 of Wands is really working hard. It's doing everything, having all the duties, having all the responsibilities, everything falls on your back, and you might not have a lot of help from others. So, yeah. Some of you might have like Saturn in Sagittarius, but not necessarily. So, yeah, you're working hard every day. You might even be working out, you know. So for whatever reason, for the next 3 years, you're going to be working really hard. Now, it could be because you want a certain type of promotion, and this is what it entails. It entails that you work long hours, very hard, for you to have that payout at the end of those 3 years. That could be the promotion, yes, but it could be any other type of thing. If you're working for yourself, the payout would be that you will be viewed as the master of your domain, of whatever you're doing. You'll be considered the one to go to. You know, you can have your, I don't know, it could be a plumber, and You're working, and then at the end of 3 years, you've established a very good reputation, a large by basis of clientele, so something like that. You're working for something, for a payout, and this means long hours. Now you have to be very careful not to damage your health. This could also mean that your work, it's necessary for you to do your work, for you to be in top physical shape, so you might actually start working out in order for you to do your job, whatever your job is. I don't know what it is, okay? Yeah, everything, it's like you do, let's say you work for someone else, you work long hours, then you come back, and then you have to take care of the kids, the house, maybe the elderly family members, and I don't know, just do a bunch of stuff. It's like, and it's kind of hard, you know, it's kind of hard. If this is like money, it's the same thing. It's not necessarily from a job. Money is coming your way, but it's like, it's very hard for you to get this money. I don't know exactly what that means. So the next card, or the next area of your life, is connected with family. You have the Chariot, which is a major arcana card. You have 2 major arcana cards, which is not okay, and 6 cards, so there might be, I would say, a few changes. You also have a 10, so this could be, this transit could be very kind of monumental to you, very, very important. So in terms of family, you have the Chariot. Maybe a close family member will be moving to another country, to another place. Maybe this is for job reasons. Maybe they got a wonderful promotion somewhere else, in another city, in another country. Maybe your family member has something in the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Maybe your family member is a leader, so meaning, so you got a promotion, he or she, doesn't matter. Or maybe this person is very good at working for themselves. So they build something, they build a business, and it gets to be extremely successful. Now this could also be the way your family sees you. For the next 3 years, this is how your family will see you, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, okay? Now another way of reading this card, sometimes a Chariot means there's like 2 directions, and there's the last card is also a 2, and it's difficult to control because you don't know where to go. So you have to be domineering and steer the horses in the right direction, whatever the right direction is for you. So there'll be like, it could be that a family member, I don't know who this person be, could even be your husband, spouse, father, mother, grandfather, like son, daughter, someone close, you know. And either this family member doesn't know how to steer their chariot, doesn't know which direction to take, and when they do, they're not doing it properly. They're not going in the right direction in a very assertive manner. So this is like the negative way of the Chariot. Now this could also be the way your family sees you. They see you as going in a direction, but sometimes you wobble. So do I go this way? Do I go that way? And you're not very strong at directing the forces, the life forces into a specific direction. You kind of have a problem with that. Okay, so this is another way of reading this card. The next card is connected with friends. Oh, okay. You have the Star. This is good. You might have new friends. So you might have new friends. Like some of you might have foreign friends. Now, why do you have foreign friends? Either foreign people came to live nearby you, like where you live, or you have foreign co-workers, okay? Or you move to a different place. Either you move to a city full of foreigners, or you move to a different country, okay? And this is why you make foreign friends. Or the next friend, or for the next 3 years, you might dealing more with a friend who has something in Aquarius, like Sun, Moon, or Rising, because the star is connected with Aquarius. Okay, now this could also be a friend of yours will achieve their hopes and dreams. their wishes, their desires, okay? One of your friends will achieve something that is really, really important to them. What is that? It could be traveling, yes, but it could be, I think I've mentioned this before, like the star is also connected with beauty. Let's say your friend wanted to be a model. Maybe they get a modeling contract, you know, could be that. Or, this is another way of reading it, this is how your friends perceive you. And in your friends' minds, the way they are perceiving you is that you suddenly got a glow up, you look very beautiful, or you went and traveled somewhere, you went abroad, you went to a different place, you went to a different country, or maybe that you are finally achieving your dreams. Finally, some sort of long-held hope, you're finally getting it, okay? So this is another way of reading this card. Now, the next area is connected with love. Oh, this is not good, sorry. You have the Five of Swords, so your love life is scrappy. I'm sorry for the next 3 years, for beginning of 2023 to up to the beginning of 2026. With Saturn in Pisces, yeah, like love life will not be great, I'm sorry. It will be not nice. There's another Aquarius, so I don't know. If you moved abroad and if you like starting a relationship, and it's Venus, interesting. Venus is love in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius. If you moved abroad, or if you will be moving abroad during the transit of Saturn in Pisces, you might date, you know, with a foreign person. It's not going to end well, I'm sorry to tell you. You might feel defeated by this person. You might feel that you are in a battle with this person, you know, more than a love relationship. Like, you might feel that this person wants to conquer you, you know, and dominate you. And this is not really a love relationship. This is something else. This is a battle sort of thing. So it could be that, or it could be you might date a foreigner. I say foreigner because of the Aquarius, okay? And it doesn't mean that you have to go to another country. You know, could be a co-worker, could be a foreign person whom you meet, you know. And again, it's the same thing. It doesn't end well. Now, it could be the other way around. You're dating someone, and there might be a difficulty in understanding, okay? You could even be from the same type, you could be from the same country, having more or less the same culture, but you might have different backgrounds, okay? So let's say you're both Italian, I have no idea. And maybe you grew up rich and maybe your partner grew up poor. So there's like a battle of, I would say, classes. There could be that, you know, or misunderstandings. There could be misunderstandings. Now, there could be misunderstandings because you're from two different classes, or there could be misunderstandings because you're both foreign to each other, okay? So it's like a battle. It's like, it feels like that. It feels like a battle, like you're battling each other. This doesn't seem like a love relationship. If you already are with someone, this person wants to defeat you. I don't know what this is, but the first card, sorry, which represents you, it's the Eight of Coins. And the Eight of Coins, like I said, it's like a routine. It's also boring. It connects with something which is boring, but something which is all the same. I'm feeling that you don't like to change things. You might work harder, but you don't like exactly changing the way you behave, like changing attitudes, changing ways of behavior. You kind of always do the same thing, or you will be doing always the same thing for the next 3 years. It depends, okay? I'm giving all possibilities because one person can do this, another person can do that. But with this, the Five of Swords, it feels like the more you insist on being in a relationship where there is no love, where there's like a lot of disconnect, the worse it gets. Because maybe you're like settled into a relationship and you find it very difficult to change. But, you know, eventually it might end because this does not seem like a love relationship, okay? And then finally the advice. And we have the Moon in Libra. Interesting, there's a lot of air. You have a lot of air in these cards. You have Venus in Aquarius. You have Aquarius. Now this is a water sign, Cancer. Saturn in Sagittarius, which is fire. And then the moon, the sun in Virgo, which is earth. But you have 3 cards with signs in air signs, so Aquarius and Libra. So what is the advice for you? The advice for you with the 2 of Swords, which here it's the moon in Libra, I'm sorry, the moon in Libra. The advice for you, for those who picked option number 1, during the transit of Saturn in Pisces, is to not ignore your intuition. Because maybe you have this tendency of going to your head and try to explain things in a logical, rational way. That doesn't work, okay? So, and you are leaving information behind that you cannot explain in a logical, rational way. So you ignore your intuition. Don't ignore your intuition, okay? Maybe you'll have to train listening to your intuition, but this is the advice that, I don't know, your guardian angels have for you. Do not ignore your intuition, because you will not explain everything or comprehend everything only using your rational mind, okay? So that's it. This is the reading that I have for you. I really hope that this is helpful. Sorry, had to go and get a glass of water. Now for option number 2, I'm going to use what? The Prisma Visions Tarot. Ooh. Prisma Visions Tarot. And hello, hello, hello for those who picked option number 2. My name is Agatha. My email is dunyazade@gmail.com. And we're going to see with 6 cards how will the transit of Saturn in Pisces will be for you for the next 3 years, because Saturn is in Pisces from March 2023 up to February 2026. So it's the next 3 years. The next 3 years, how will your life be with, or what will the effects of the Saturn in Pisces will be for you, okay? In 5 areas of your life, and then also we'll have an advice cards. Okay, so I'm gonna cut. Okay, I'm gonna cut, and I'm gonna take 6 cards. Okay, 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, okay, and 6 in. Okay, so weird. Okay, how many major arcana cards do you have? You have 1, 2, 3, 4. In 6 cards, you have 4 major arcana cards. So the next 3 years are going to really change your life. You know, it's going to be like a before and an after. So the first card, I'm sorry, represents you, and it's the Knight of Chalices, which is the Knight of Cups. So you might be overly romantic for the next 3 years. You might be very sensitive, you know, dreamy, creative. You might be on some sort of trip also, because the Knight travels. Or you could be engaged in several different types, maybe one or several different types of love relationships. But there's also generosity of the heart, but the Knight of Chalices, the Knight of Cups, is generous, yes. He offers his love, yes. But sometimes he's just too romantic. It's not an energy of sticking around. It's an energy of I love you for now until I, fall in love all over again for someone else. I don't know what it is. This could be with people. Yeah, you could have a lot of relationships, okay? If you are single, but it could be, let's say that you start your own business or you're working. It could be that you won't stay long in many different things. So you might, might be changing jobs because you think, oh, this one is going to be better. You might trying different paths concerning with a side hustle with your business, and you keep giving up, not staying the course, something like that. Okay, there's like a lot of naivete and immaturity for the next 3 years. Also, this could be, you're very creative, but then again, you might, if you're a writer, you keep starting new novels and you don't finish the ones you started before. It could be something like that. Now, the next card, it's connected with work. And you have the Hangman. Work or money. Well, things are not going well. It could be that, for instance, if this is money, there could be some sort of loss. I'm sorry to tell you. Don't bet the bank, okay? Because sometimes I think you trust. You might trust, because with the Knight of Chalices, you might be very naive. So don't trust people tell you, oh, I'll double your investment. Don't do that, because it might end well in terms of money. So you have to be careful with that. So there might be some sort of loss concerning your money. I'm sorry to say this. Now, if this is work with the Hangman, again, there's like a period of waiting. During the next 3 years, you might have some sort of difficulty in maintaining a career, in finding a job. Things are not going well in terms of work and career and jobs. It feels like you always keep losing a job. Now, either you leave because you think that there's something better, or they fire you. I'm sorry to say this. This could also be like a different perspective on the jobs that you have. At the end of these 3 years, you will acquire a different perspective connected with the work that you did. Now, another way of reading this, like the Hangman is like when we are sick. So you might not be working. I'm sorry, allegedly, possibly. I don't know, okay? This depends from person to person. I'm just reading the cards. I might be wrong. Some of you might not be working because you might be sick. So you get sick, you can't work for whatever reason. And I cannot tell you one of the reasons because of YouTube policies. But for whatever reason, you can't work because it's just, you're not feeling well. You're not feeling good enough. Even if you try to hide it, like the work, the job, the bosses will see and just let you go, fire you. I really hope that's not the case, but that's what I see. Now, how can I use this in a good way, like for working jobs? You could do some sort of artistic work, but this artistic work, you'll have to be very spiritual. It needs to be something extremely spiritual for it to work, and not necessarily focused on money. So you could paint, draw spiritual things, write music and poetry, connected with somehow with spirituality. This could also be like reading cards and learning astrology and stuff like that, like learning mystic things. Could also be stuff like that. But if you have like some sort of trouble and connected with work, it would be advisable for you to meditate, because that will be helpful for you. Now, the next theme is connected with family. We are family. Just got this song in my head. And you have the Page of Chalices. That's a lot of water. You have a lot of water, okay? You have the Knight of Chalices, the Hanged Man, which is connected with Neptune. Neptune rules the sea, okay? And it rules the sign of Pisces. The moon is connected with the sign of Cancer and the moon itself. So, and the Page of Chalices is cups in this deck. So it could be represent someone in the sign of water, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. I'm leaning more towards Pisces, but not necessarily. So in terms of family, there could be a birth on the family. because it's a young person, the Page of Chalices. There's like a young person being born. There's like a new addition to the family. This could even be adoption. Or this is how the family sees you for the next 3 years. They see you as someone, you could be young, you could be a man or a woman, but you could be very young. Or if you're not exactly young, I'm thinking that you are young, because there's a knight and there's a page. I'm thinking that you might be a young person. But if you're not a young person, they see you as someone really naive. Like you'd believe anything that anyone tells you. Oh yeah, I can totally make $10,000 per week working on this place, and you believe it. I'm sorry to say this, or working on TikTok, I don't know. I'm just giving you examples here. So I don't know, your family might see you as someone gentle, too gentle for the outside world, and which would explain the Hanged Man in the work area. Because you're so gentle, you go to get a normal job, an ordinary job, and it's tough, you know, even psychologically speaking and emotionally speaking, and it's not easy, and it might affect you in a not so positive way. So they see you as someone fragile, sensitive, young, naive. They love you very much, by the way. That's how I see it. Or like I said, could be like a birth in a family. Something new that is born into the family, a new person, so a birth. Now, you're going to go to friends. And you got the moon. Yeah. Yeah. Now, several ways of reading this again. Okay, the moon sometimes speaks of deception and illusion, and it might speak of friends who pretend to be your friends to your face, and then they talk back about you. They talk behind your back. They talk very negative things about you. They spread rumors about you. I like allegedly, supposedly, like I'm just reading the cards, okay? Doesn't mean that I'm right. I mean, there's many interpretations. This is a negative one. I'll speak of the other possibilities, okay? So there might be friends, or one friend who pretends to be your friend, but it's really just a fake person, really fake. And this might come to the light within the next 3 years. Within the next 3 years, this might come to the light. Now, I'm going to say this because it popped into my head. I'm not psychic, I'm just reading the cards. This friend might get you hooked on something which might be against the law. So if you have a problem with addiction, don't take anything that your friends give you. Do you understand? If they say something, oh, this is so wonderful, it just makes you feel like in a different realm, it's just so groovy or whatever, I don't know how they talk. Don't do it, because it might cause you problems, okay? So this is one way of viewing. Now another way of viewing is that the moon is highly psychic. Sorry, you might have a friend or find a friend who will be, highly psychic. For within the next 3 years, you might have a friendship with someone who is really, really psychic. They're really, really good at what, they have like a natural gift to it. If it's not that, maybe they read the cards, maybe they do astrology readings. I'm more inclined towards reading cards, reading runes. Astrology, it's much more analytical. This person would be more inclined to things like tarot and other types of, I don't know how to call it, crafts, or like objects used in divination, other types of divination, which are much more subjective. So astrology, it has like, yes, things which are subjective, but it's much more rational. You have to learn about it for a while. You have to study it. It's different. It's different from intuition plays a role, yes, but not as much, I would say, as tarot cards. Tarot cards are much more intuitive, at a different level than astrology. Like in terms of intuition, I would go tarot. Okay. Now, so this friend could have like a gift towards these types of things, and either a friend develops this, or you'll find a friend who's like this. So it could be either way. Both of these scenarios that I presented to you could actually apply. You know, you might find out about a friend who's a fake, and that secret comes to light, is revealed the next 3 years, and at the same time you find another friend who's highly psychic, okay, and you make friends with this person. Now, the next card is connected with love. Thank God, something good. You have the Sun. Sorry. And the Sun is when you're really, really glad. There's success. There's success in love. We are so happy. We are so content. There's like, it's great luck, great success. Not just luck, but great success in terms of love. So you might find the one. You might find the person with whom you'll have a deep connection, which explains all the water here, okay? So you might find someone very important, or if you already have someone, you might be overly romantic during the next 3 years, and you'll solidify the relationship you have with this person. But it's like success in terms of love, yes. Now, I'm going to give you also the negative way of reading this card. Please don't sue me, I'm sorry. You could have a relationship with someone who's really narcissistic, so you have to be careful with that. Now, the next card is advice, and you have the Judgment. So the advice is for you to transform completely your life. Just transform your life. There's like a rebirth that's happening for you during the next 3 years. There's something new, completely new, and you should accept this change, okay? You should accept this transformation and this rebirth and this change in your life, okay? So that's it. This is the reading that I have for you, for those who picked here option number 2, okay? I really hope this is helpful. Please come back in 3 years and tell me if I was right, if I was wrong, okay? Now we're going to go to option number 3. Option number 3. And I'm going to use the Rider White Tarot. So how will, by the way, hello. Hello. My name is Agatha. My email is dunyazade@gmail.com. And please write below what type of readings would you like me to do in English, okay? So, what does the transit of Saturn in Pisces, how will it manifest in your life during the next 3 years? Because it's going to go from the beginning of 2023 up to the beginning of 2026. So the next 3 years, Saturn in Pisces. For you, for those who picked option number 3. So I'm going to take 6 cards. Take one. More water too. There's a lot of water in all of these readings. 3, 4, 5, no, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, the first card represents you, and it's the Queen of Cups. So you might be a woman, not necessarily, but you might be a woman, late 30s or after the age of 30, late 30s or after the age of 40, from a water sign. Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio, very intuitive. You're very wise. You know how to give good advice. You could have some sort of therapy degree. You might be into psychology. You might be into healing. Now, healing using the esoterical arts, for instance, but you could be a doctor, you could be a nurse, you could be a psychologist, a therapist of some kind. But you will develop your intuition, I would say, for during the next 3 years, you know. You also developed your boundaries, okay? You'll become more wise and more mature. You're very intuitive. You might develop your intuition too. This is unconditional love. You know how to love unconditionally, but you know how to maintain your boundaries. So the next theme is connected with work or money, and you have the 7 of Wands. In terms of work, you're going to maintain your principles. It will be necessary for you during the next 3 years to defend your principles, whatever your principles are. It's like you're fighting everyone else. No, I will not do this. No, I will not behave like this. Okay? In terms of money, it might be the same. You're fighting off people maybe who want your money. Okay? You're just defending yourself and defending your money and your property. So one or the other. Could be both also at the same time. The next card is connected with the area of your life related to family. Family, okay. The 10 of, I don't like this. 10 of Swords, I'm really sorry. There's like a very painful ending within your family. Could be one family member, could be several family members, I'm sorry. Some might die unexpectedly. I'm sorry to tell you this. Some might be suffering for a while and then they perish. I'm sorry, but it could be something like that connected with health, or it could be like someone in your family. In the family could be spouse, your husband, your wife. Things are not working out, so there might be a divorce. It might be a very painful sort of divorce, and it's just it ends, but it ends kind of a painful way. If it's not your divorce, like it could be someone else close to you in your family. There's like a painful ending to them. Divorce, the end of a job, something like that. But there's pain connected with your family, and maybe you. I'm sorry to tell you this. Then the next thing is connected with friends. Friends, you have the Page of Coins, which is the Page of Pentacles. There might be a new friendship. Now, I don't know if you have like a new co-worker, could be a younger co-worker, could be from a Earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So it could be a young person, maybe a trainee, and you train this person. This person is really reliable. They are down to earth. They do not take chances, okay? They are there to learn, and you ended up making friends with this person, okay? Or you maybe, a friend of yours, whom you already know, opens up their own business, and you are a testimony of that. You are a witness of that they opened their own business, whatever. Suddenly I just thought of seamstress. I don't know, they do something and they sell it. They might sell it online. It's a side hustle, and you're really happy for them, okay? They might not earn a lot of money, but they earn sufficiently. It's like enough for them to be happy in the beginning. Now, the next card is connected with love. It's not a good card. I'm sorry, you have the King of Swords. Now, in the positive way, it could be that if you are with someone, finally, you get to marry that person because that is a contract. Swords might mean contract. Another way of reading this, the King of Swords, if they like you, they will tell you, and they will be honest. They will absolutely be honest with you. If you are trying to find someone, you will find someone late 30s after the age of 40 from an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini or Libra, and they will be truthful. I want to be with you, let's be together, okay? Now, if you already have someone, this person might be very cold. Either you marry, because, after a while you decide to marry, or you might be in a very cold type of relationship with someone who just might be a bully, just says painful words and just thinks they're smarter than you. So it might be a very cold type of relationship, I'm sorry to say. And maybe some of you will ended up, divorcing him or going to a lawyer in order to help divorce. I don't know, it depends. Finally, the advice. The advice is connected with the Fool. What is the advice for you from your guardian angels? For you to start a new life. There's something, I don't know in what area of your life. It could be work, it could be personal relationships, it could be moving to another place, leaving your place where you live, your city, even your country, but just start anew. Or it could just stay where you are, but start something new. Just take a chance in something, okay? Take a chance in something. Start something new, okay? So that's it. This is the advice that I have for you. I hope you have a great transit. Some of you might, others with you it could be difficult, but please, I really hope everything does turn out okay. And at the end of 3 years, come back and tell me how it went, okay? Bye bye.